How about the fight? How about that fight? Right? Isn't that thing very fun? For a moment, I forgot about the fight, but then I hooked in and I saw the fight. And I'm sitting there watching the beating that the Puerto Rican received from the Mexican. And then at the end, him calling him, "Oh, you're my idol, you're my idol." You gotta stop. You gotta stop. This was a David Haney, Ryan Garcia fight that did not include PD and that Ryan Garcia did not win. Basically a nobody with 16 wins and zero losses about to get defeated by a guy that has 15 belts and proved himself even at a light heavyweight as a belt. You know, he went from welter all the way to 165 and fuck Vivo. I think it's a 175, 185. You see what I mean? And he got the belt before Bevo took it from him. It surprises me that what really surprises me is the pride that Puerto Rican boxers have. Or Puerto Rico, it's the same thing that Puerto Ricans got. He even called himself Cabron in the video in the middle of the fight and said, "Suck my penis" or whatever gestures, sexual connotation gestures on in the fight. To then call him your idol at the end of the fight, hug him, want to keep him as a friend. You guys are stupid. Back in the day, when I was in my boxing years, Floyd Mayweather came to visit me. And since then, the last time I boxed, Mike Tyson went to visit me in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Right now I'm in New York City, but the last time I trained, which was like for 3 months, maybe 3, 4 months in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. By the first month, Mike Tyson already knew that I was training for some reason, and he appeared and he set up a speed bag. He set up basically everything, new gloves, everything. Like he knew where I was, which is rare. I really have no idea how Mike Tyson appeared where I am, but Mike Tyson was in my gym. I remember looking at the lockers and seeing him shadow boxing. that hyper speed that Mike Tyson has and shit. And I just finished boxing, so he was about to put in that work there. When I fought in Doylestown, cameras came out. Why? Because when I punch, it's a show. It's like Floyd Mayweather. You see, cameras come out. Canelo, the same thing. Cameras come out. And for me, it's not more like news media or newspapers. It's just maybe people or maybe other boxers, like other professional boxers, might swing by and might see me hit. Because I don't hit like a roll of quarters. I don't hit like 1,000 volts like a taser. I don't hit like 100,000 volts like a taser. I hit maybe like 100 megavolts. When I hit and I punch the bag, it echoes and makes a noise so loud, it's basically electricity. Like it's to the point that your hairs are on end after I punch. It's really loud. It makes people drop, thinking like a big bomb exploded. Women scream, "Ah!" Like if something bad happened in the gym, like if someone just got shot in the gym, and it's my fucking right hook. See that? And that particular training time that I trained right there in Doylestown, I learned southpaw, and I figured out that my left hand hits way harder than my right, like a lot harder, like way harder, because obviously it grabs a lot more exit velocity from my body's turn, so it grabs a lot more exit velocity, and I aim like it's like a hook all around. It comes from really far back and swings over in a particular direction. So before that, the first time I met Canelo, he was like 17 years old. Floyd Mayweather came to my gym. Manny Pacquiao came to my gym. Macho Camacho came to my gym because I trained for like a full year in Puerto Rico, barefoot, making pools of sweat. The trainer mopping the sweat beneath my feet. I was shadow boxing. I was doing all the things in this gym. So, and I was really good. I was really, really good because Floyd was the first person who went there. Then Macho Camacho appeared. Then Canelo, young Canelo, and Manny Pacquiao. So Floyd Mayweather tells Canelo that year, me just hitting the bag. We stood side to side. He's a little shorter than me. Then he obviously probably grew a better bit of inches because he was like 17 that year. And Floyd told him he's gonna kill you. No, no, don't fight him. Not him. No, fuck no. Because what I was doing even then was ridiculous. I was swinging with my neck, a 200, 300 pound bag. Like I used to set up the bag with my neck to then hit it. I was pretty weird. I was really weird. I was a phenomenon in boxing. And since then I never forgot that Floyd Mayweather himself said that I hit harder than Canelo. So that always stuck with me. You know? Always. That forever stuck with me that I hit harder than him. So if I hit harder than Canelo, Berlanga is nothing to me. And basically Berlanga tonight looked like Peso Pluma to Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo Alvarez was hitting him light. He was trying to hit him really hard, but he hit light because obviously Berlanga was a much bigger dude, and even a much bigger dude to that stupid, proud Puerto Rican. That stupid prideful, I'm a boxer, but you're gonna have to suck my wee, you're gonna have to this and that, we're gonna kill you, this and that. That fucking nasty attitude ended in, you're my idol, and hugs at the end like a big bitch. You see what I mean? Like, he was avoiding Canelo the whole fight. The whole fight, making you're taller by 4 or 5 inches. You have a longer reach. You couldn't pull a Bivol, which Bivol was obviously the bigger fighter than Canelo, and just had him punches. Basically, left. He had the two piece. The difference between Berlanga and Canelo is that Berlanga feared Canelo. Berlanga was pinning, but Canelo was pinning Berlanga in a corner or whatever. He dropped him on the third round. I didn't. I missed the third round. I caught it by the sixth because I remember late, and he couldn't really dominate Canelo with punches. He wasn't throwing and hitting. The difference between Bivol is that Bivol got the step in, step out, and the two piece on lock. Basically, Russian boxing, it's like jumping rope. But imagine jumping rope on a boxing stance in and out of the circle. Basically, you jump back, you're in the circle, you jump out, your front foot is out of the circle. In, out, in, out, in, out. And they train them to do that. And when they are doing that, in, out, they get real close, two piece, jump back. So they're really hard to hit if they're doing that nonstop, which is the reason why Bivol won. He was hitting Canelo with both hands for the entire fight. Luckily, he didn't drop him, but he fucking hurt him. So such a pussy. Berlanga's a really big pussy. Oh, somos de caserío, blah blah blah. Oh, mouth, and then he met the boy, and he has no idea what I do. That's the fear. That's that part. Like, Canelo has 15 belts. I got no belts, but I hit harder than him. So if I hit harder than him and I got no belts, I may be a nobody, but I'll probably give him a harder hit than Canelo could ever do. Way harder to Berlanga. Berlanga would be like, yeah, you gonna hit me, bang, done, dead. Like a chicken on the ground. Like, oh, you hit me, I'm gonna kill you, you beat me up. A real beef with him, he wants to be Canelo's friend, but with me, but Berlanga wouldn't want to be my friend. I would beat him. I would tell him, yes, I am from Caserio, motherfucker. I'm from Caserio, Roosevelt, and Mayagüez, from my grandmother, and from Candelaria, which is the fucking gym that I trained from Roosevelt. And yeah, you're done. Period. Period. You're done. You're done. Where are you, Joren Torre? You're Guaynabito, blah, blah, blah. Your metro area, fucking Caserio. Nah. West West Coast has the best boxers. What do you think Macho Camacho pulled through? Macho Camacho was a boxer Hall of Fame, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 91, 92, 93, like that. Macho got fucking Hall of Fame records. All of the 80s and a little bit of the 90s before his fame ended. Basically, my hero, my childhood hero. He was originally my childhood boxing hero. And I ended up meeting him and being. Once I started boxing in PR, he appeared at my house immediately because he's technically my grandmother's son. Macho Camacho's mother making oatmeals for me. Yeah, I sugar see, so I could go run and do my boxing thing. Yeah, he's definitely dead now. They killed him, but it's all right. That's how life is. I just wanted to share that. Too much mouth, too much pride. You hit less than Canelo. So if you hit less than Canelo, you barely do anything to Canelo with 15 belts. You're not going through me, and even less. You're not. You know, if you can't go through Canelo, you're not even gonna go through Floyd. You're not even gonna touch Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather would have hurt you big time, and he's smaller than Canelo. And Mike Tyson would have just killed you. My group would have just. So, we're sorry to you. We're just gonna be like, yeah, get him out of here. You can't hang out with us. We're we're a special crew out here. I run a special boxing crew. These guys are in my life. These guys have been in my life for a really long time, and we're the fucking best. The guys that have been in my group, the guys that have been around me are the fucking. I'm not these fucking hoodlums. Nah, it's the best. I'm the best that there is out there, or was the best out there. If Mike Tyson's appearing where I fight, it's the best out there. You see what I mean? Anywhere, if he's appearing anywhere, he's finding me on the planet. I could imagine if I start boxing in China, Mike would appear. Ah, there you are. Here's the thing. I'm gonna next after you. Like that. You see what I mean? Like I'm in the top rank crew. But I'm wasting talent. Why? Because my family never wanted me in any sport. They are too jealous of my success in everything. Fortunately, when you got bad parents and parents don't support your surfing career, your bodyboarding career as they should since 13 years old, they were skeptical about it. They supported other people so that they stole your popularity. Once you're professional, they have an idea. Oh, let's take them to Miami. Let's take them to a college in Miami so there's no waves. Let's get them away from the beach or whatever. To separate me from pro sport. I returned from Miami. A drug user or whatever. I go back to the water for a full 380 days. Everyone notices me. A family member dies on top, so it's basically the same thing every time. Something always big happens when I'm nearing professional caliber, and specifically in surfing, something happens. My stepdad died. My father wanted to take me. Oh, move to Miami to your own apartment. I'll buy you a car. I'll buy you this and that, just to get me away from the sport, just to get me away from my popularity. And I was hanging out with world champions like Kelly Slater, Andy Irons, Jimmy O'Brien, among others. So, and in between a 200 to 130, 190-day trip that I had with these pros in my youth, I I was how do you call it? Not a stunt double, but I snowboard with Sean White. I encouraged Sean White to do really hardcore things when I was with him in the mountain with the Burden boys back in the day. I basically took a trip from California and I ended up with fucking Burton and a little Sean White. Sean White was about to the height of my nipples. He's a small redhead. And I took the blackboard. I went down two mountains with a helicopter. Um, and that was just a chunk of California or Colorado that I don't remember because once the second I got inside to the lifted Jeep, we all passed out. I was just jumping out of the 25-foot keyhole, basically like a hole in the mountain that has, basically you go higher in the mountain, there's a slope, there's a hole in the mountain, like a keyhole in the mountain, and you jump from that hole, you do something on that hole and you land down there. And down there, it's like 2 to 3 stories high. And there was no jig. The powder was low. And they tried the other Burton guy tried to make a small jig, just like a small a jump ramp, but I fucking offshot. I overshot it. I jumped 3 times from there and I overshot that shit. First time I jumped, the second time I did a 180. One short, one 180 that was overshot the jig, and another huge jump that I landed really far. I busted up my knees really bad, but I kept going because I returned to California and I skateboarded. And I skateboarded with Baker. I skateboarded with Jamie O'Brien. Jamie Thomas. I skateboarded with what's this guy? Jim Greco? What's this other fucking Figgy Rodriguez or whatever, or Ramirez or whatever, which is what the last guy between Jim Greco and Figgy at the end, right before I went back to Hawaii or whatever. It's like, yeah, get your surgery for your knee, but I was afraid of surgery, so I didn't really fix my ACL, my MCL, and as a result, through my life, I returned back to skateboarding when I was 26, 25 to 26, but my ollie was diminished. But I then, after that, I sort of went back to the caliber that I was, and I got way more technical. I wouldn't say I got way more technical because I did very memorable things. I jumped El Toro. I did a 540 Vario flip, or like a 360 double flip impossible in Macba, which was in Barcelona. I skated this contest. I think it was in Stockholm or Sweden with T-Pud, with Tori Pudwill and some other guy. It was a really big skate park. There was a big rail. I was basically around with Eric Constant. And in those 190 days, I also surfed Hawaii. I surfed Tahiti. I surfed Cloudbreak or the island of Fiji. I went to Indonesia. I caught malaria in Indonesia. I drank kava. I did a bunch of things basically between Andy, Kelly, Tony Hawk, Eric Costin. They had me ping pong for 190 days, like ping pong. I would disappear, and this was free plane tickets, free everything. It was basically this is how it went. I left Puerto Rico in a plane. That bitch in that fucking shit was doping me. There's I like the initial trip. I just took a couple pills, but there was a bitch there that they were trying to kill me and leave and drop me dead somewhere in California because obviously I was the fucking the pro bodyboarder, and they wanted to take that from me. There was a bitch there that wanted to take that from me. So I left PR in a plane. I ended up in California. In California, I get picked up into Hawaii. I leave with Kelly or Andy to Hawaii, to Oahu. I serve Oahu. In Oahu, they almost kill me or whatever. I find Eric Costin. I skate the beach in Eric Costin. Eric Costin tell me let's go. I go back to California. I start skating with Eric Costin all night, like that, all night sessions, eating like Wendy's, having like Wendy's with Frosty, with Eric Costin left and right. Um, Everyone, Jim Greco, Tony Hawk appeared, the guys from Baker, Antoine Dixon, Andrew Reynolds, etc. In my youth, I'm in the video. I'm in one video that I remember seeing myself on the Thrasher magazine, not doing tricks, but with a cast in my hand when Antoine Dixon was filming the stair step with the yellow poles in the middle that he frontside flipped. So when Antoine was doing that, I was there and I jumped that with them or whatever. So I was hanging out with all of Baker, all of Antoine, with Costin, left and right, crashing, drinking, partying, left and right, left and right, left and right, until Paul Rodriguez came into the picture, which was almost instant. Like Eric Costin's attention stopped being me. You know, if they started filming more P-Rod, because P-Rod could ride switch, I had already violated those ledges in that P-Rod video. I'm nearby there. I helped uh, Ryan Sheckler do a kickflip when he was still young, that I basically kicked his father in his belly. I took his hat. He had a blue hat. And he was trying this kickflip on this stair, and I nailed it. And then I nailed it again, and I ended up kicking his father that was down there. Like I kicked his belly, and he hugged him, and he laughed. And Ryan, after without the hat, nailed that step. I did El Toro, Manny Santiago, which is the criminal person that I wrote a book about with between me and Lady Gaga. The shit, all these guys have done shit to me based on my girlfriends because they're nasty motherfuckers. They just want my girlfriends or whatever. And he broke the camera of El Toro. Jamie Thomas was there. Alyssa Steamer was there. Ryan Shackler was there. Jim Greco was there. Jim Greco tried. He had a white shirt on. I did it. I went fakey. I went fakey heel. I nollied it. It was sort of like an O nollie. I think it was like a feet, like a hate, like a. Hold on. I think it was a heel first, and then fakie. And I landed fakie. And when you land, you basically close your eyes. I missed it once or twice. And then you stand up and your throat hurts like a motherfucker because your organs just slammed inside your body. So I nailed it twice. And then Manny took the camera and I slammed it twice. I did two tricks. I flipped that motherfucking ass shit. And that was after coming back from that few days that Burton had put me and Red Bull. Burton had put me under stress. I basically did what I did with Sean White with the keyhole. Sean White did his first cork. He never tried a cork in a mount. I was encouraging him to do the cork. He did the cork and he hurt his back. Right in that keyhole, it's like a 3-story spot. 3 stories, 2.5 feet, 25 feet. Basically, you're jumping from 25 feet on snow to snow. He tried a cork with a tiny ass board. Basically, like I wouldn't say maybe like an 8-inch snowboard for kids, and he did the actual course. He did it. I remember seeing him tuck his body and jump. I'm laying down on the snow in there, like looking at him, laying down like this on the snow, like, yo, do it. And he did it. He comes up out of my back. I fell on my back. Then I did that nasty fucking 180. Damn, that. Basically, I remember that picture, and it's like I come out of my mouth. You don't even see where I landed. It's just basically a guy ejecting through a hole on a 180 with a black snowboard. I ended up giving Sean White that black snowboard, like that black board. It was his. He cried when I gave it to him. I'm like, here's yours. Ah, he gave me his board. Yep, like, you have my board now. I violated 2 times up a mountain. We had to climb a mountain. I rode a helicopter. I was with Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk didn't do shit. All I had to do was walk up. I was with another burn person. I had to walk up the mountain with my snowboard and then ride down. I did a 180. I did another jump. I did a grab. I did another jump. I did another jump. Like maybe like 5, 6 jumps. It was like a step, like a stair, like a ginormous snow stair. Like you go down, it's a stair, you jump, you do something, you land on another stair, but stair at an angle, another one, another stair, boom, you jump, and it was in the middle of nowhere. An actual yellow helicopter. So yeah, there's many things that I did. And that all ended when my family decided to find me in California. "Oh, you want to go home?" And take me from that. See that? Every time I'm professional, they stalk me. There's a criminal element behind me that likes to steal my clothes and my things, and it's never the professionals because the professionals have too much. There's always a Puerto Rican essence there, a thief, a soul, a negative, that's always scheming. Or let me take this surfboard. Let me take that brand new Billabong shirt. Now, let me take those 5 Billabong shirts. Let me take those quick silk, because I was like I was a protege of both people, of Kelly Slater and Andy Irons. So Andy would come bring me a board, clothes, Billabong clothes, take some board trunk, shirt. Kelly Slater, the same thing. Here's 2 boards, Quicksilver, da 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 da. That's what they did with me. Do you see what I mean? They would see me in California. Kelly would appear in California. What are you doing? Let's go. Where are we going? And let's go. Like that. You just follow. You leave, and you would have your shit. I was filmed at the end of the road in Tiahupu when I was young. In those 190 days, with a professional custom X bodyboard, which is my professional bodyboard, and my filmer was Harvey Weinstein. So we could say that my movie is well kept, is well saved in that database, Weinstein Productions, and those are the guys that made Pulp Fiction. So whatever Harvey wanted to do with my movie that day, or my images, they're there. They're forever going to be kept somewhere. They're valuable. They're really valuable. That session was really valuable, and that was at the level that I was. Oprah bought me food, you know. By the time I returned back to, because remember, I went with multiple people, Kelly, Andy, like that. Oprah bought me food. I was hanging out with Oprah for a bit around there, showing me these huge butterflies to have in Tahiti or whatever. And then I started being with Andy, and we ended up being one of the nights that we surfed Tahiti for the whole night. We basically surfed one of the best places in the world, like 3 days in a row after those big days that Harvey Weinstein was out. And we had like chicken and fruits in like a bowl, and we slept on the floor and smoked cannabis, like on the floor, like an actual cement. And yeah, I ended up in Oahu after all that, after 190 days of being with all of professional sports, all of them. A huge list that remember me when I was young. I was ghosted by Costin because P Rod was there. By the way, Tampa 2010 or 2011 when Torrey Pudwill won the Tampa Pro, I was there and I did incredible tricks there when Eric Costin was. Because Eric Costin remembered who I was and immediately started recording me. Like Eric Costin did not hesitate to start recording me. I did a back-footed heel flip. I did a handstand on the Tampa ball. Like I did like a bunny hop over the spine. And I put my hand, like I was grabbing the board, holding the spine at the same time. I actually touched the spine with my hand. It was an actual fucking handstand. And so Eric Costin caught me. When he's around, something happens. Magic starts happening. So he caught me late age doing things that are nice. They're really nice. He definitely caught me so doing some good shit. So yeah, that's me. That's basically me. So once again, I didn't finish my boxing career because my parents didn't give a shit. Like they didn't give a shit at anything else that I did. I never made money with any professional thing, but I definitely spent a lot of corporate money with professionals, basically, and I made a lot of really good friends that in my entire life before getting my doctorate, they were in and out of it. Andy Irons died, I cried, and Kelly Slater, even after Andy was not around anymore. I mean, he died when I came to the States, but once I went back to 380 days of surfing every day, Andy did not appear at my beach anymore. And the Andy didn't want to be with me anymore, or maybe didn't want to be in PR anymore. But Kelly Slater appeared. Kelly Slater appeared when I was surfing on my own two times, two, 3 times. So that the energy between me and him is still there. There's still a good tie there. He's old now. He's 55 now, but we spent a lot of corporate money. We had a lot of fun. I remember traveling with Kelly Slater and Peter Mill somewhere. I don't remember where the fuck we went, but we were standing there, and Peter Mill had his arms crossed, and Kelly had his arms crossed, and they said it's not breaking, and I was like, so in my mind, I'm thinking, damn, we went through all of this. We went through all of this, planes, delays, sitting on the airport, eating airport food, begging people to pay our tickets, 1 ticket or 2 tickets to get here. Because you're a celebrity, they pay you. So that when we get here, there's nothing. That's the lesson. He's like, yeah, that's how it is sometimes. We spend a lot of money, and fortunately, sometimes we don't get what we want. We think we got it, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's like, damn, we're sitting there, we come back, we go back to the airport, we go back to Oahu like that. It was back and forth. Basically, the end of this journey ended me with a professional bodyboarder in Oahu. I get out the beach. I walk out the beach. Oh, by the way, I had flings. I had a relationship with Olivia Munn, like a pretty decent, I wouldn't say one night stand, but we had a fucking week thing, a week, 2 week thing. I almost had Britney Spears. Like I held Britney Spears hands down the beach. We were about to go to my apartment, but they were ransacking it as we were. They were ransacking it as we were heading there, even when she was with Justin Timberlake or whatever. Whom else was I with in terms of women? Um, that's about it. There was other women, but not too important like that. That was that night that I saw. That was the day that I saw the demeanor of my father to take money that was likely mine, giving to him by other people. His hustle. They just wanted to get paid around me, steal everything from me, get paid around me. He tried to solicit. My father tried to solicit a famous person that I'm not going to mention. So, result, when you have negative parents like that, your mother doesn't give a shit. Your father doesn't give a shit. Once you become a doctor, they envy you. They hate you. They want to kill you. It's the same thing with professional sports. Their attitudes toward me was like a viral in right now as a doctor was like a viral infection that started with people from the street, and they rather appeal to people from the street than love their own son. So if there's a drug, like I said it before, if there's a drug kingpin giving out free money, sleeping with everyone in your family, your aunties, your mom, even your grandma, like a nasty person, and giving out free money, and that person don't like you, they're not gonna like you. Like it's in the hood or people with low IQ, drug dealing, whatever, it's a status. They're someone. A doctor, to them, it's a nobody. A professional in many sports, a multi-sport professional, just like Shaun White, because Shaun White's multi-sport. Shaun White snowboard, skateboard, bodyboard, snowboard, skateboard, and surfing. I do all of them at the same time. I know how I'm really good at that and boxing too. I'm really good at many things at once. I could maybe pitch a baseball too. I have a pretty good slurve. I got a pretty good slider and curve, so I'm pretty good at that too. But yeah, the life is not easy. When you have bad parents and you have really good talents that started early, like 13 years old, if your parents don't want you to do something or don't want you to be famous because they were famous when they were young, they're going to destroy everything you create. They're going to brainwash everyone around you to destroy everything you create, to steal all your valuables, to delete your history. You see what I mean? I got more of my own history in my brain and in some early pictures in my email or some pictures locked away in a MySpace file. MySpace was basically where I had all the pictures from those things. And MySpace is gone and there's no way to recover all the old pictures from MySpace because I can't remember the Hotmail password that I once had, and I can't and MySpace is gone. But MySpace where I uploaded everything. There's pictures in that MySpace. There's pictures in a trip with me in the middle like that, Kelly Slater, Andy Irons, and me standing in the middle like what's up, like that in another fucking country. There's really interesting shit in that. There's and Ginorm and me and Ginormous fucking waves in that shit. There's really good images in that MySpace account, and that was the MySpace account that I met Lady Gaga on, and that's what Lady Gaga saw. That's why immediately she went to me. Like she saw that, she's like, "Oh shit, Redman, this guy's a professional." That's why she flew from New York City to meet me when I was young. In sum, tonight's Berlanga fight, the guy with too much pride, lots of trash talk, from a hood, from a slum, who's gonna come back a nobody, who should have bet $1 million against himself and got made himself some money. At least. At least. Because other people were saying online that maybe Canelo wants to, maybe Berlanga is gonna beat Canelo, and Canelo's gonna bet, I don't know, maybe $5 million against him this fight, give up and get 20 million and retire within 2 years. Get 20 million off the fight easily. But he won, so I hope hopefully Berlanga had the same idea as Canelo. Yeah, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna drop my whole bank on this bet. I'm gonna make this money and that's it. Hope you guys have a good night. Take care, y'all. It's nice